Hey everyone, welcome, welcome. I've got this Christmas, I guess in August, because I missed Christmas in July because I had to take a little break. So this is going to be a little makeup, and I know people like to start early. So this is actually a fun like treat pocket card, and it's really easy, and I wanted it to be a one strip wonder, but I ended up needing like a little bit extra pieces. So it's really just a simple little treat box, and it's attached to your card. And it's so easy to make, and I love it because you can stick candy canes in here, you can stick gift cards in here, you could stick just little embellishments, whatever, and it's like so compact, and you can even take this and make it larger to suit whatever you're doing. And I just made two. I just showed two little ways you can, decorate it. I just used a brad here and then the string in the front, but I just added one of those fun clips that we had because it kind of looked like a bulb. I didn't really know what to put in here, but I didn't make anything crazy. But if you want, you can make like the most prettiest embellishments and make this chunky, but I'm going to show you how easy it is to make this. All right, let's start with a 4 by 10.5 sheet paper. Let me grab a scoreboard with my glitter all over it. So let's grab this, and we're going to score it at these scores right here. So it's going to be 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 4 inches, 4.5, and 7.5. I'm sure there's a few ways you could do this, but this is the way I'm doing it because it's just easy to make. So we will need our scoreboard again, but this is what we're gonna do for now. So I'm just gonna show you how I'm doing mine. I tried to use it with a little less print, but it was kind of hard with this collection. So I'm just kind of showing you how I'm scoring mine. So we're gonna basically go inward, right? Going inward with all these little scores. So when we do it, you're basically going to look like this. Okay, we have those first 1, 2, 3 scores, and then this last one here, we're going to put back. So you have that last little score at the end, and that's going to be our little card. So that's how we get that top done. Now, if you want to take this and not even do the like pocket parts, you can absolutely run this through your die machine, make a pretty little shaker card. I've done something like that in the past. But before you do that, if you would like, you can ink it, or you could even ink it closed. So I'm just going to kind of do mine closed. It's not really a big deal. Or you can even do a little shaker box. I almost did one. I was like, no, then they're going to ask me to do the shaker box. And I don't like to do shakers in my tutorials. They're not my favorite. So you see how we have that little box? Simple right there. And since this is a very vintagey line, I even wanted to add, like, I thought would be so cute was like tiny little bells, but I didn't have any. So if you have any bells, you can add that on there. Just whatever you want. And I'm just going to distress this. See, you don't really have to have it open. I feel like in this way you can see where you're distressing, but you can do it both ways. And I didn't do it too much on this one, just like the edges and stuff. So that looks good to me. Now, and of course you can put like a clasp or whatever. I just kind of kept mine popped open just so you can see in the image that there's a lid there. All right, now let's do the bottom. The bottom piece here is going to be 3 by 1.5 inches. And at the 3-inch score, oh, I'm sorry, the 1.5 inch score right here, we're just going to score it at 1/2 inch and 1 inch. And it's just simple little scores. We're just going to, let me see, I think I'm gonna do mine this way actually. So when you kind of like see it, it blends in a little bit. But before we do that, just gonna do this. And also with this one, to make it slide in easier, I take the corners and chomp them off. And if you want, just to make it a little more snug in there so you don't have problems, you could even take a tiny little shaving and it won't give you any problems when you slide it in there, but it still slides in either way, I promise. So once you do that, take it and glue the little outer pieces right here. And we're basically just sliding it in there. I'm just popping it in and it fits perfect in there. You see how that? Now inside, if you want to make sure it's on the wall there, hold on, just pop mine. Just take your little thing here and just kind of push it, if you can see in here. I don't think you could see, but I just make sure it's lined up in there. So if you have like maybe problems with your hands and this is a little too finicky, just put it on the outside of the box. Who cares if you see a little thing, and don't even, just make it pretty. You know what I mean? Like you could just, do I have a sample? Here's a sample. So if you have finicky hands, this is just my demo. If you want, you know what I'm saying? You could easily, maybe it wouldn't work. I guess it won't. I guess you have to do it this way. But it's really easy. Once you slide it in there, or it'll pop right in. I was thinking you could do it on the outside. Okay, so got that done. Now we got to do the top. The top is, the lid is going to be a 3x3 paper. And we're just scoring at a 1/2 inch and 1 inch. So like your lid is, I'll show you. So 1/2 inch, because I don't want you to ruin the design on your paper. 1/2 inch and 1 inch. So it's just going to be those two right there. Okay, and I'm going to just do this and do this, so it's going to look like that. And I'm going to, of course, corner round it. And I've broken for years corner rounder. And if you want to distress it, do that now. So basically I'm doing the same thing, except I'm just adding this. So just make sure you're going to do this so it nestles in there with that little back piece. So it looks like that. Just want to show you so you can see. And also glue this part here in the back. And I like to just kind of straighten it back out and then pop it on there. This one's a bit easier. It's easy to me, but it may not be easy to some people to do this. Oops. As I say that and drop it. It is tricky. I'm not going to make it seem like it's not, but it's really not bad. And just kind of do this. So you can just kind of get your finger in there. And it should look like that. And I forgot to corner around this. I liked it looking rounded here. I thought it just looked a little bit better than squared off like that. So here we go. Oh, did I mess it up? No, I didn't. Okay, so, and then the different options, you could obviously do anything wrong. You could put even a little button there. I thought a button would be sweet. So this one, I just added a brad. And here I added a string. And what you can do is you could even wrap the string around it. You could add a little clasp, you know, little Velcro strip. There's so many different ways you can do this. I think for this one, just to show you the elastic thing, I think I'm just going to punch this out real quick. Let me see, I'm just going to do one here and do one right here. I don't know why my punch doesn't punch all the way through anymore. Maybe it's old. Oh my goodness, you guys know how I have that tiny little box of different brads? This one's a variation. I cannot find it anywhere. I don't know what I did with it. I hope it didn't fall in my trash and I just threw it away. But I'm going crazy. These just happen to be in there, these little ones. I'm going crazy trying to find it. Because that thing's lasted me forever. Okay, I'm just punching in for a newbie. This is just my little eyelet tool. And see, it looks a little bit more vintagey, I feel like. I'm going to grab, so here I just used the string, but I'm trying to see if I have some twine because I want to show you another way. So I've got this, my little elasticy type cord. So I'm going to run this through. I'm running it through under, not over. So they both come out this way. So let me just show you a different way you can do it. So before I tied it, but you could also wrap it so the whole box closes. You could put a little bell on here. You could put just whatever you want. But this way, if you're sending anything, ooh, I don't really like the way this one looks, but it will close the lid and that looks a little weird though. I don't think I would do it with this per se, but maybe a better string. I think it's just sticking up, or if I get it closer, let me see if I get a little bit closer. It might look a little better. Yeah, that's a little better. And maybe if you put like a little tag, it won't be as bad. And let me add a sticker because I'm looking a little plain there. And this is kind of already decorated, so I think that's good. But if you want it to be completely closed, you can do that. Otherwise, they're kind of hanging, or just stick your little Velcro on there. So yeah, these are the little booklets. They're just, do you see how quick? I literally did that in 10 minutes, and if I wasn't yapping, would have been done so much sooner. So that's it, you guys. Thanks so much. I would love to know what you're going to put in here. You could even put like those little like, you know, like the little candies. Like if you're doing this for Halloween, it could be like a little boo box. You could put in lots of the individual type candies and stuff. So, all right, guys. Thanks so much. See you soon.